Hi, I'm Sean, welcome to my channel. Today I'm chatting about Venus going into Libra on the 13th until the end of November. This is a transit I think we can all enjoy. Please scroll down for your sun, moon and rising sign, but listen to my intro. We need to remember that Libra is an air sign, so ideas and communication are key. Air signs want dialogue, they want exchange of thoughts. Basically, they want to understand the world through a mental and social lens. Most Libra friends I know build bridges through conversation. They're good at finding common ground where others might see only division. Libra energy wants us to engage with one another, to listen as much as we speak, to find beauty in the symmetry of a well-reasoned argument or a heartfelt discussion. Beauty is big. So this season asks us to act as a mirror, reflecting strengths and helping others see themselves more clearly, while they do the same for us. At least that's the theory. At the heart of Libra's gentle power is its ruling planet, Venus. This is the energy of love, money, beauty, pleasure, overseeing everything we find attractive and worthwhile. Venus governs our values, shaping what we desire and what we are drawn to. When Venus resides in Libra, its energy is directed outward, focused on relationships, social grace, and intellectual harmony. Venus in Libra finds its greatest pleasure in the art of connection. It loves the dance of romance, the stimulation of shared ideas, and the beauty of a perfectly balanced partnership. This placement values fairness, equality, and mutual respect above all else. Venus energy delights in witty conversation, shared appreciation for art, and feeling truly seen. Its currency is charm, diplomacy, and the ability to create beauty through connection. During Venus's transit through Libra, our financial decisions move towards fairness, ethics, aesthetics. We invest in beauty and harmony, purchasing art, redesigning spaces, supporting businesses aligned with social justice. We could take a business colleague out for a special meal. Professions in art, fashion, design, law, diplomacy may see a surge. Financial partnerships and collaborations can become particularly fruitful. Libra encourages fair and balanced agreements. Now for the really good news. Venus in Libra is graced by a trine. A trine from Venus to Uranus in Gemini brings surprise and innovation, maybe sudden financial gains from technology, new media, clever collaborative ideas. Be open to unexpected opportunities and new ways of thinking about money. The Venus-Uranus trine can spark unexpected encounters that feel liberating and thrilling, freeing us from outdated patterns. This larger kite formation can bring positive fated events too, or accelerating healing and shifts in love and maybe even money. But every light casts a shadow, so people-pleasing and conflict avoidance might also happen. Libra's quest for harmony can sacrifice personal needs, suppress true feelings, and avoid difficult conversations, risking loss of self. This transit can show up those tendencies, so be a little careful. Practice healthy boundaries. Learning to say no is an act of self-respect. Just as Venus graces Libra, Pluto, the planet of transformation and power, is stationing direct in Aquarius after months of retrograde. Pluto's forward movement brings truth, power, change. It operates in the depths, uncovering what is hidden and forcing us to confront uncomfortable realities, pulling deep issues to the surface. When this energy meets Venus in Libra, love, money, relationships, it demands radical honesty and a re-evaluation of where power truly lies. With Pluto moving direct and supporting Venus within the kite, the call for balance is deepened. This is not surface harmony, it's about fundamental power dynamics in relationships and finances. Pluto in Aquarius exposes hidden rules and unspoken contracts, challenging systems, demanding equity. Expect developments in economic structures, digital currencies, wealth distribution, and transparency. So let's look at each sign. Hi Aries. With Venus lighting up your 7th house of relationships, love is front and center, and it's not just about romance. You're magnetizing partners, collaborators, and even rivals who challenge you to grow. But here's the twist. Pluto direct in your 11th house of networks and future visions is shaking up your social circles and long-term goals. You might suddenly realize that the people you surround yourself with are either elevating your dreams or dragging them down. The Venus-Uranus trine from your third house of communication could bring a surprise message, a flirtatious DM, or a spontaneous reconnection that flips your perspective on love or money. And with Neptune in your 12th house, there's a dreamy, almost karmic quality to the connections forming now. Expect breakthroughs in how you relate, earn, and express yourself, especially if you've been stuck in people-pleasing or over-giving. This is your cosmic cue to love boldly, speak freely, and choose relationships that reflect your true self. Hi Taurus. Venus, your ruling planet, is gliding through your 6th house of daily routines, work, and wellness, making life feel smoother, more beautiful, and more balanced, especially in your job or health habits. You might find yourself redecorating your workspace, falling for a coworker, or finally committing to that yoga class that makes you feel like a goddess. But here's the deeper twist. Pluto direct in your 10th house of career and public image is pushing you to transform how you show up in the world. You could be stepping into a leadership role, redefining your professional identity, or letting go of outdated ambitions. The Venus-Uranus trine from your 1st house of self brings a liberating energy, maybe a bold new look, a surprising personal decision, or a sudden realization about what truly matters to you. With Neptune in your 11th house, dreams and friendships are infused with magic. This is a time to align your work, values, and self-expression with your soul's truth, and to let love and money flow from places that feel authentic and inspired. With Venus lighting up your 5th house of romance, creativity, and pleasure, you're entering a season of flirtation, artistic inspiration, and heart-centered joy. You might find yourself falling in love with someone or something that sparks your imagination, whether it's a person, a passion project, or a new aesthetic. Pluto direct in your 9th house of beliefs and expansion adds a powerful twist. Your worldview is shifting, and it's influencing how you love and what you value. You could be drawn to someone from a different culture, or feel called to explore new philosophies that reshape your relationship dynamics. The trine from Venus to Uranus in your 12th house brings intuitive downloads, secret admirers, or sudden spiritual awakenings that help you break free from old romantic patterns. With Neptune in your 10th house, your public image may soften or become more idealistic. Perhaps you're seen as a muse, a visionary, or a voice of harmony. This is your moment to create, connect, and love with wild abandon, guided by your inner genius and cosmic curiosity. Hi Cancer. Venus in Libra is activating your 4th house of home, family, and emotional foundations, bringing a wave of sweetness, harmony, and aesthetic inspiration to your personal sanctuary. You might feel the urge to redecorate, host loved ones, or mend family dynamics with grace and diplomacy. This is a beautiful time to create peace where there's been tension. But with Pluto now direct in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, and transformation, deeper emotional truths are surfacing. You may be called to confront power dynamics in close relationships or face financial entanglements with courage and clarity. The Venus-Uranus trine from your 11th house of friendships and future dreams could bring a surprise connection or a breakthrough in how you relate to your community. And with Neptune in your 9th house, your beliefs about love, family, and healing are expanding, perhaps through travel, study, or spiritual insight. This transit invites you to soften your emotional armor, beautify your inner world, and embrace a new kind of intimacy rooted in trust, truth, and emotional freedom. Hi Leo. Venus in Libra is lighting up your 3rd house of communication, learning, and local connections, making your words magnetic and your ideas irresistible. This is a great time to write, speak, teach, or flirt your way into exciting new opportunities. With Pluto now direct in your 7th house of relationships, power dynamics in partnerships are shifting. Expect deeper conversations, revelations, or even a transformative new connection. The Venus-Uranus trine from your 10th house of career could bring a surprise offer, a creative collaboration, or a public moment that boosts your reputation. And with Neptune in your 8th house, there's a dreamy, intuitive vibe around intimacy and shared resources. This is your moment to speak your truth, charm your way forward, and let love and success flow through authentic self-expression. Hi Virgo. Venus in Libra is activating your 2nd house of money, values, and self-worth, making this a prime time to attract abundance and refine your relationship with finances. You might feel drawn to invest in beauty, art, or experiences that elevate your sense of value. With Pluto now direct in your fifth house of creativity and romance, there's a powerful urge to express yourself more authentically, whether through love, art, or pleasure. The Venus-Uranus trine from your ninth house could bring a sudden opportunity to teach, travel, or publish something that aligns with your values. And with Neptune in your seventh house, relationships take on a dreamy, idealistic tone, but clarity is key. This is your moment to align your earning power with your passions and to let love and creativity flow from a place of deep self-respect. Hi Libra. Venus is home in your first house, making you the cosmic favorite this season. Your charm, style, and magnetism are turned all the way up. Expect compliments, romantic attention, and a renewed sense of self-worth. With Pluto now direct in your fourth house, deep emotional shifts may be happening behind the scenes, especially around family, home, or your inner foundation. You're shedding old patterns and stepping into a more empowered version of yourself. The trine from Venus to Uranus in your ninth house could spark a spontaneous trip, a philosophical breakthrough, or a connection with someone from a different background. And with Neptune in your sixth house, your daily routines and work life are infused with creativity and compassion. This is your moment to shine, love boldly, and redefine what beauty and balance mean on your own terms. Hi Scorpio. Venus in Libra is moving through your 12th house of dreams, healing, and hidden realms, inviting you to soften, reflect, and reconnect with your inner world. Love and beauty may show up in quiet, mysterious ways, through dreams, synchronicities, or private moments of grace. With Pluto now direct in your third house of communication, your words carry power, and your thoughts are undergoing a deep transformation. You might find yourself speaking truths you've long kept hidden or exploring new ways to express your inner complexity. The Venus-Uranus trine from your eighth house of intimacy and shared resources could bring a sudden financial windfall, a breakthrough in a close relationship, or a liberating emotional release. And with Neptune in your fifth house, creativity and romance are tinged with magic and mystery. This is a soulful season for you, one where love, healing, and transformation walk hand in hand. Hi Sagittarius. Venus in Libra is lighting up your 11th house of friendships, community, and future goals, making this a social and inspiring time. You're attracting new allies, collaborators, and maybe even a romantic spark through shared dreams or group settings. With Pluto now direct in your second house of money and values, you're being called to transform your relationship with abundance. What you earn, what you're worth, and how you invest in your future. The Venus-Uranus trine from your sixth house of work and wellness could bring a sudden job opportunity, a new routine that boosts your creativity, or a surprising connection at work that leads to something more. And with Neptune in your fourth house, your home life is infused with softness and spiritual depth. This is a beautiful time to dream big, connect with kindred spirits, and align your goals with your heart's true desires. Hi Cap. Venus in Libra is activating your 10th house of career, reputation, and public life, bringing charm, grace, and magnetic appeal to your professional world. You might be recognized for your aesthetic sense, leadership style, or ability to create harmony in high-stakes environments. With Pluto now direct in your first house, you're undergoing a deep personal transformation. Your presence is more commanding, and people are noticing. The Venus-Uranus trine from your fifth house of creativity and romance could spark a sudden passion project, a public love affair, or a bold move that redefines your image. Meanwhile, Neptune in your third house adds a poetic, intuitive layer to your communication. Your words can heal, inspire, and enchant. This is your moment to lead with beauty, speak with soul, and let your evolving identity shine through your work and relationships. Hi Aquarius. Venus in Libra is activating your 9th house of travel, wisdom, and higher learning, inspiring you to seek beauty in new ideas, cultures, and philosophies. You might fall in love with a subject, a place, or someone who expands your worldview. With Pluto now direct in your 12th house, deep subconscious shifts are underway. Old fears or hidden patterns may surface, offering a chance for profound healing. The Venus-Uranus trine from your 4th house of home and roots could bring a surprise move, a family breakthrough, or a sudden desire to redecorate with flair. And with Neptune in your 2nd house, your values and finances are infused with idealism. just be mindful of illusions. This is a season to explore, evolve, and embrace love that feels expansive and soul-stirring. Hi Pisces, Venus in Libra is moving through your 8th house of intimacy, transformation, and shared resources, inviting deep emotional connections and financial shifts. You may find yourself drawn into soulful relationships or exploring new ways to merge energies, emotionally or materially. With Pluto now direct in your 11th house, your social circles and long-term goals are evolving. You're craving more authenticity and power in your collaborations. The Venus-Uranus trine from your 3rd house of communication could bring a surprising message, a breakthrough conversation, or a sudden insight that changes how you relate. And with Neptune in your 1st house, your presence is ethereal and magnetic. Just be sure to stay grounded in your truth. This is a season of emotional depth, intuitive clarity, and transformative love that asks you to trust your inner knowing and embrace the magic of connection.